Okay, welcome into the WECT digital studio. I'm John Evans, along with meteorologist Ella Tansey. Apologize, we had a couple of technical difficulties, but we are streaming live now, giving you an update on the winter storm that is headed our way. Already seen some elements, Ella, in western North Carolina as this system kind of continues to move where it's already dumped ice and snow and sleet into western North Carolina.
Yeah, John, and even into South Carolina, there have been reports that there have been pellets of sleet in Georgetown. So that has been interesting to watch. You know, we've had clouds linger for a long time today, and that has been messing with temperatures. So it really has been a little bit of a tricky forecast throughout the day today. But as we get into the afternoon and evening, confidence grows as this system, as our impacts here locally, will start to see more of those roll in.
Okay, well, Ella and I are in here. We are live on our Facebook page, WECT News Facebook page. So if you have some questions that you would like our expert to answer, we can surely try to answer those questions for you. We had a lot last night about specific areas of southeastern North Carolina, what people were going to see. We talked about driving tonight isn't necessarily recommended at all.
That's right. Still not recommended. If you don't have to travel, best to, maybe catch a movie inside and stay home.
Instead of going to the theater, right?
Yeah, or tune into WECT News all night long. We'll be here. Meteorologist Eric Davis will be helping us out through the system as well as we go into tonight, but it's going to be one that you do want to stay weather aware. If you have any plans, it is best to, make sure to check the radar before you head out. We've really been talking about the winter weather advisory, the counties that are under them, and we'll pull that up for a second.
Let's pull that graphic up right now and let Ella kind of go through where everything stands as of this afternoon. And we already have Savannah in our WECT live Facebook Q&A saying it's sleeting in Fairbluff.
Oh, wow.
So we're already starting to get some of those exterior areas seeing some of the wintry precipitation.
Yeah, and we're also just continuing to check in with the National Weather Service chat to see those reports come in. I know we're also having some technical difficulties with the Doppler radar itself. So they do have a technician out there for that, but we're really monitoring this system because it is moving in relatively quickly. But we do have a winter weather advisory that's going to start at 4 o'clock this afternoon until 7 a.m. tomorrow. Columbus, Bladen, portions of Pender County, they're under that winter weather advisory, and it really is a great outline for when we can expect to see things roll in and where we could see a little bit higher impacts in our region, like where some of those areas could have a little bit greater impacts. And even though Brunswick and New Hanover counties, they're not in the winter weather advisory, that doesn't mean you don't need to be weather aware. It is important to stay weather aware. Make sure you are staying up to date really throughout the day.
Okay, what's next we have the winter weather advisory here, but you just did a noon newscast and kind of went through where everything stands. So take us through some more of your graphics.
So I do have an hour-by-hour look. This is one of our in-house models, and it's kind of gives us an idea of what we could see on the radar as we go throughout the rest of today. So we'll take you into the afternoon where you see those clouds holding strong, and some areas do have the chance to see some of that wintry mix move in as well. But really, we're going to be seeing those chances grow as we go into late afternoon, early evening. That time frame has remained the same. Now, where exactly we'll see that freezing line is still up to question because temperatures have been a little tricky today. They've been slightly cooler due to the cloud coverage, and we'll see what happens as we go throughout the remainder of today. But when it starts to rain, temperatures will cool slightly, and then as we go throughout the night, you'll notice that we'll start to see more rain move in as well. So those temperatures are actually going to be warmer, and we use warm in loose terms. It'll be cold, but it will be
warm enough, I guess is the
enough.
term, right?
That's
because
right.
over 32 degrees here means a big difference when you got stuff falling from the sky.
That's right. And we have a lot of different types of wintry precipitation. And so when we talk about that winter weather mix, we're biggest concern, freezing rain.
Right.
That's really the biggest concern. But a few pellets of sleet possible, a few snowflakes that's still possible, and we're really only talking about a handful of snowflakes possible, especially when we get towards those cooler spots like Pender County, even into Whiteville, and even into the outskirts of Bladen County as well. But throughout the night, taking you back to that hour-by-hour model, we'll see that transition from a wintry mix to cold rain, some light to moderate rainfall possible as we go throughout the rest of tonight. But eventually, once we head into the weekend, smooth sailing. We'll see a rather aggressive clearing as we go into the morning, afternoon, a little blustery at times, I might add, but really this weekend going to be rather nice, just waiting for the system to move in, staying weather aware for
and again, as we are seeing the some of the questions being asked in our chat, sleeting nicely in Fairmont right now. We have some sleet in Fair Bluff right now, so when you put that radar back up that you were saying, not surprising, because it was starting to get into those western parts of Columbus and northern parts of Bladen County, right?
That's exactly right. We have seen more moisture move in quicker than anticipated really this morning. And we're also dealing, with, for one, there is a radar outage, but we're also dealing with a little bit of radar noise as well. We have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And so we have to kind of determine, if you're looking at it solely based on, okay, what is Doppler radar saying? You have to kind of squeeze through some of the radar noise you might hear us say sometimes. But it's great that we have reports coming in from people on the ground. That is very, very helpful. And that's what we would like to see really for the rest of today. We want to hear from the viewers saying, hey, this is what we're seeing in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, and that's the key. We always do see it, snap it, send it in our newscasts. And we show the pictures that people have sent in, pictures of their dog on the beach. But events like this are when Bruce in Kings Mountain or Justin up there in the Fairmont area, if you go outside safely with your phone and pop off 15 or 20 seconds of video or a couple of shots, couple of pictures if the snowflakes do start to fall, and send it in to See It, Snap It, Send It, we can let folks know, because those are pictures that you guys use. Those are pictures that we use, because we can't be everywhere, but we sure can post that video and let folks know what's going on.
Exactly, John. And we can also use that information to tell our friends at the National Weather Service, like, hey, this is what we're seeing some of our viewers report. There's videos of it. And so that way they can also include that into what is happening, and kind of also just detect, what's radar noise and what's actually happening, especially when we have days like this where we have a lot of moisture still in the atmosphere.
Okay, and we do know that at this point in time, we know that the Whiteville City schools closed at noon today. Columbus County schools will close at 2 o'clock today, more like an early dismissal, but they're closing at 2. Brunswick Community College closing at 5 today. Those are the schools that have taken actions regarding classes and class schedules. All of our local school systems basically have said that they are going to cancel after-school activities today. No unnecessary travel. They moved up basketball games from Friday nights to Thursday. They really don't want any necessary travel with school-related events or activities until at least noon on Saturday, because that's also after the weather advisory ends. It goes from 4 this afternoon until 7 tomorrow morning, right?
That's right, John. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We could see some slippery places as well, because ice also a bit of a concern, and we're talking about minor icing. A glaze is possible, but it can still be treacherous. It really doesn't take a lot of ice to cause danger. So a lot of this is due to just being cautious with this system. Always err on the side of caution rather than recklessness. Right.
Okay, we have a question here. Jonathan wants to know, what about the Duplin County area? That's an area that's also in the advisory, so people should expect what?
The wintry mix, a minor icing, a glaze, I should say, and really in that same time frame with the winter weather advisory. 4 p.m. this afternoon, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning gives us a nice cushion. And so following that advisory gives us, it's in the time frame that we're expecting to really see that system move in and then even out of here as well.
We did some news stories last night that the Department of Transportation has already put brine down on most of the roads in southeastern North Carolina. That solution really activates when it gets cold and when it gets wet to try to keep the roads from icing over. But as you said, this mix could include freezing rain. Yep. It could include sleet, and then maybe some snowflakes on top of it. So travel tonight is probably best not to do it tonight, overnight, into first thing tomorrow, because you guys have said time and time again, it's going to get out of here. Yep. Clouds are going to be done. Sun's going to come out. Whatever is on the ground tomorrow is going to burn off pretty quickly.
That's right. And because temperatures above freezing and that whatever accumulated, it will start to melt and soak back up into the ground. And one thing to remember is that we're still under a moderate drought, John. So we need all of the rain we can get. Rainfall tallies, models are estimating about a half an inch of rain with this system. So good soaking of rainfall, but still make sure to be cautious in the morning as temperatures fall slightly. But then we will see the sun come back out and melt anything if we do see any ice start to accumulate.
Okay, we have a couple more questions. Folks here asking White Lake area, obviously inland Bladen County. We have somebody here is asking about Robeson County. Again, those are counties that are in the advisory area. So it's the same kind of story. The further you get inland, though, the more of a mixture you're going to get, correct?
Correct, John. And even the possibility for higher amounts of ice, especially you get closer towards the Raleigh area, you really, really don't want to travel there tonight or really into tomorrow, because they're going to be dealing with that mess as well. Models do take that freezing line a little bit further inland, so they do have the chance for higher amounts of snowfall and ice. Again, ice is one of those things where it does cause a lot of concern, and frankly, freezing rain will feed into that as well.
Another report here from our friend Rhonda Hodge, sleeting right now in Tar Heel.
Oh, wow.
So again, some of those inland areas, not surprising here that they're starting to see some of the effects first, right?
That's right. The system is a classic west to east mover.
I mean, right across your screen, west to east.
That's right. It went from Baja, California into the Gulf, and now it is moving into the southeast and bringing really a variety of impacts throughout much of the southern United States, from snow to wintry mixtures and even rain. The farther south you get, when temperatures are a little bit warmer, they'll see more rainfall.
Okay, I'm going to let you reset your graphics. We're going to do your graphics package one more time, and then I'm going to see if there's any more on here. When are we going to have warm days again? That's a pretty good question, right?
That's a great question. You know, the cold has been getting a little annoying, I think, for everyone.
For a lot of people,
Yeah, we want to get outside, do some yard work. We do have some warmer days in the extended forecast, near 60 degrees.
Wow, that's going to feel like a heat wave. All right, let's go one more time through your graphics. We'll let Ella go through everything we know as of 1:20 in the afternoon and let us know where we're at.
So I'm borrowing this graphic from Eric because I think it is just phenomenal. Now, this is not a bread and milk system. We are going to see impacts, but they are going to be limited. So that's why we're staying weather aware, because those impacts are going to be limited. The best chance of a light icing or glazing is north of Wilmington. Still a few stray snowflakes possible, even that wintry mix in the areas that we don't have the winter weather advisory. So we're still staying weather aware throughout today, and consider just changing some of those travel plans for later this evening and tonight, and even into the early hours of tomorrow. Like to stay cautious through whenever we do have systems like this. And also, you can stay tuned with your WECT First Alert weather app as well. We do a great job with it.
Yes, you
We're
do.
always very proud. We post multiple videos for our updates. We just had one come out during lunchtime. And also, here's another graphic with the First Alert Action Day. This kind of is an overview of, well, what can we expect? Well, temperatures, we know that they're flirting with freezing during this time frame. And most of us will see a mixture of some wintry precipitation from freezing rain, a few sleet pellets that are already being reported as we speak in some of those more inland counties.
Flurries in Lumberton here. Edgar says. Darrell says sleet in Chadburn. We've already had reports of sleet in Fair Bluff and Fairmont. So again, you're talking about this wintry precipitation, likely for most, is already started for some.
That's right. Temperatures have been slightly cooler. We've had those clouds linger, a little pesky, but if you do see some of those flurries and any wintry precipitation, if you are able to do so safely.
That's the key word.
Safely is the key word, John. Make sure to send it in to See It, Snap It, Send It. And again, travel. Best to stay off the roadways whenever we do have systems like this.
Okay, once again, that is what we know as of, actually, we have Natasha saying sleet in Elizabethtown.
So it is
again,
moving in.
Not surprised. So those first remnants, or I guess effects of the storm is the better word. Chadburn reports, Tar Heel reports, Fair Bluff, Fairmont, now Elizabethtown. Again, as Ella said, if you can get out with that smartphone and take 15 or 20 seconds of video just showing the conditions, or a picture if it starts snowing and somebody writes a smiley face on the back window of a car or something like that, just to show us what's going on. Go to See It, Snap It, Send It on our website, on our news app. You can upload that video. There's a good chance on a day like today it's going to be used in our newscast or in one of your weathercasts.
That's right. And we'll also look out for it because we'll post on social media as well. And we also share with our friends at the National Weather Service so we can all share this information and work together to really collaborate. Okay, here's what's happening where, and then we can get a better time frame. You know, we're already some areas starting to see some of that wintry mix sneak in. It's moving a little bit quicker than we thought, but still afternoon, evening, even into tonight, just take it slow. Best to limit travel where you can.
Yep, better be safe than sorry. Meteorologist Ella Tansey joining me in the WECT digital studio. We will be back on the air on WECT News First at 4. Ella and meteorologist Eric Davis will take us through the rest of today's weathercasts and the rest of today's storm. We want to make sure everybody stays safe. So keep weather aware on the WECT weather news weather app and news app on our website and everything else. Ella, thanks. We'll see you again at 4 o'clock. We thank you for joining us, and please stay safe across southeastern North Carolina.